am so sorry I'm late, Miss Moden, but my
Orpheus in Africa is an original musical written and directed by David Kramer, which features a homegrown cast. Following the success of its first season, the triple threat cast is back to revive this intriguing story.
Orpheus in Africa is a story about an African American who formed a group of singers called the Virginia Jubilee Singers in 1890. And they came to South Africa and performed in Cape Town, and they were such a success that they toured all over South Africa for the next 2.5 years.
The musical charts the evolution of African American music from spirituals to jazz and includes several original songs written by Kramer.
So half of the show is the choice of songs is like old spiritual songs, and the other half is David Kramer songs that I wrote specifically for the musical. The purpose of the music choice was to illustrate what a group like this would have sounded like.
To ensure an authentic representation of the Jubilee Singers, the music team did in-depth research to source historically relevant material.
We tried to find as many early recordings to sort of get an idea of what they would have sounded like. And I found some of the original sheet music. It was very simplistic, the way it was written. So we took that as a departure point in recreating the sound. I think what was most compelling about the Orpheus story is like how the music came to Africa, and you don't know to what extent people actually took that and made it their own. And that's an aspect of the story that we do touch on.
The thing about Orpheus in Africa is that it's quite a large company, and I've been extremely fortunate to find a wonderful team of actors.
This is the second run of Orpheus in Africa, and with the rewrite, the second act changed a lot. The journey between the two characters, it's a lot more meaty, and he's given so much substance to Matty Allen.
The show is returned to its home at the Fugard Theatre in Cape Town's District 6, an area steeped in history which reflects the issues in the story.
This is what we're doing now. We have a kind of a slightly revised Orpheus in Africa. The same story, but I think I'm just telling it a little better than before. Although it plays out in South Africa and Australia, it's a story that would work for any audience.
It's based on historical fact and events that took place in South Africa. And it's an entertaining history lesson, so to speak. I'm always amazed at how many people come out of the theater and go, wow, I didn't even know the man existed. I didn't even know the group existed. And then they toured South Africa.
It's epic. You don't see something like this every day. It's full Victorian costume. It's corsets, petticoats.
And the talent within it is to die for. I think if you don't see this, you'll hear about it doing wonders in Paris, London, and everywhere else in the world, and you would have missed it. And by the time it comes back, tickets will be all of 15,000 rand. So you want to see it now.
Homegrown.
Homegrown.
With commanding performances and exceptional music, Orpheus in Africa respectfully and cleverly gives food for thought on identity and the meaning of freedom.